Hey guys, I'm Rachel Cruze.
I'm George Kamel.
And this is Smart Money Happy Hour.
This is the show where two friends who happen to be money experts talk about pop culture, money, and everything you wish your friends were talking about. We're going to be the friends you wish you had.
That's absolutely correct. And we like to talk about our spending habits and things going on in our own lives when it comes to money. And so today, George...
Extra vulnerable. I'm nervous.
We're going to get vulnerable. People may hate us after this episode. That's what makes me nervous about it.
You know what? It's fine. We didn't need them anyways.
I guess not. I feel like I need people. That's why it makes me a little nervous. But we're going to be honest today, and we're going to talk about our personal spending habits and what we're shamelessly bougie over and where we will be frugal.
Shamelessly frugal, too.
Both.
And there's a weird mix. I'm just going to put it out there. You can't put us in a bucket.
I know. Try to put us in a box, and you can't.
You can't.
You can't. We push our way out.
Don't put baby in a corner.
Don't.
I'll just walk away. I got legs, man.
But first, we have a new drink every episode.
That's
and
right.
So today, George, this was your pick.
Well, I thought bougie, and I thought French 75. It's very bougie to me. This is a drink I had one time at a New Year's party, and it just felt very refined. It's got a little champagne, a little bubbly, which I know you enjoy.
And it usually comes in a champagne glass with a little
in a flute. Lemon twist.
A flute. A champagne flute with a lemon twist.
If that's not bougie, I don't know what is. So we're going to tell you the recipe. We're going to give you our rating, break down the cost at the end of the episode. So stick around for that. But for now, let's get to the episode.
Let's go, George. All right.
What makes us bougie and frugal? Okay, so first of all, let's define that. What would you say is someone who's bougie?
Okay, that's a good question. When I think of bougie, I think of like high class. Like they don't want to do the hard stuff. Like I'm gonna have other means so that I don't have to struggle. And whether it's camping, like camping came to mind, like bougie camping is like glamping, right?
Yes.
Like you're not really in a tent, you're in like a...
Little effort is made.
Little effort
maximum
is made.
enjoyment.
Yes, when bougie is happening, you're not having to do a lot.
That's a good word.
Yes, that's what I would say.
Whereas frugal...
Well, how would you define that? Because it's different than cheap.
Yes.
Would you say?
I don't like the word cheap because I think people who are frugal, they just really are intentional. They do the research. They're willing to get a deal.
They don't always need the best of the best. Not that the thing is going to break. They can find good quality, but it doesn't have to be name brand.
Not everything has to be name brand. Not everything has to be brand new. So they're willing to make some compromises.
Yep.
In order to have the things.
And you can have both.
Yes.
You can be bougie
and
you can be frugal.
Off.
It's good.
So they like finding a deal. So that's the definitions here. And we have an official quiz we found on the internet, which is very official. And we're going to take it live, Rachel. Are you ready for this?
I know. I'm kind of nervous.
We have not seen these questions.
I know. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Let me get my phone
I'm going to
out.
kick it off.
Okay.
Question 1. What kind of water do you prefer for drinking? If you're playing at home, here's the options. Tap water is fine. Filtered water. Flavored water sometimes. Sparkling water always. Oh, boy. I know my answer.
I'm going to go...
This is just off the top of your mind.
I'm going to go filtered. I'm going filtered.
I went sparkling water always.
Oh, gosh. Okay. This is good. How much do you spend on your footwear? $50 is enough. Not more than $100. Not more than $200. Price doesn't matter to me.
Wow.
Not more than $100 for me.
That was mine. Okay, mine too.
Okay. We're the same there.
All right. Does the brand of clothes really matter to you? For a few things, not really. Of course, and it is really important.
I'm going to say not really for me.
I'm going not really.
Wow. Okay, do you repeat your clothes during the week? No, not at all. If I had to, it's okay for me sometimes.
Interesting. Repeat entire outfits, or like I wore the same pair of jeans? There's a big difference.
Yeah, that is true because I will repeat jeans. I'm going to say, let's say like obvious pairs of clothing. I'm just going to make it
okay. I'm going to say it's okay for me.
I'm going to say if I had to.
All right. I don't know what situation is like I have to. Question number 5. Has anyone called you a bougie? First of all, who says a bougie?
I don't know.
Okay, yes, I listen to this word always. Strange answer. 2, all the time. 3, I wish I could hear that. And 4, sometimes. I'm going to go sometimes.
Oh,
I think some people would... you for sure, Rachel.
All the time, right?
All the time
I kind of feel like people do say I'm bougie.
That's your personal brand.
But this quiz is going to say otherwise. I have a
All right. Have you ever clicked a picture of your food and uploaded it on Instagram? It is part of my life. Yes, it is a routine. Sometimes, and no, never.
Okay, sometimes no, not nevers. I would be in between those. I've done it before, but I don't do it.
I'm going sometimes.
Me too, George.
If it's worth it.
You've done it more than me. I feel like I should
why
go
are there
no, not
shots being
ever. I'm going to
fired?
say no, not never.
This
I'm going
is
to
a
say no,
personal
never,
attack.
because I think I've done it maybe
You've
3
posted
times.
your meals that you make at home, your recipes. You're posting stories about
crap.
it.
Okay, fine.
You're
Sometimes
not
fine,
innocent.
whatever. Sometimes.
Oh my gosh.
Huh, why am I
Caught
talking
her
this out
in
with
the
you?
act. Guilty as charged.
Oh, okay. What are your weekend plans? Shopping and shopping, brunch with friends, chilling at home, party at the club.
Who made
chilling
this
at
quiz?
home. We need to be
I'm going
back in
chilling
our
at
20s,
home.
George. We need to go back to our
Now,
20s.
if they mean partying at a wholesale club, I do frequent Costco. But chilling at home, final answer.
Me too. We're going to get the same.
Okay.
What do you spend your money on? Clothes, food, adventure? I prefer saving money.
Ooh. I do prefer saving money. If the options are saving money or doing things, I will choose saving money. I need friends in my life.
I'm going to say food.
who
I
make
feel like
me
we
do
spend the most money on food.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to go food. I do like to save, but I'm willing to spend on food. Mm-hmm. Lastly, which of the following is on your wish list? A Gucci belt, the latest iPhone, Nike shoes, or I don't need a present?
I don't need a present.
I don't need a present. I'm a grown man.
George, stop that.
I'll
Put the
buy
new
some-
iPhone. You liar.
Yeah, but it's not on my
Kamel.
wish list.
George Kamel.
I thought you were going to
go
use my
back-
middle name. Like,
you go back and you hit the iPhone. That is
Fine,
not fair.
latest iPhone.
You made me put food. That was
how much
unfair.
Gucci do you own, Rachel?
Nothing. I don't think I
Sure.
own Gucci. All right, here we go.
All
Where
right.
are you at?
Oh, you got complete bougie.
I'm a little bougie.
So based on
here's
pure
my-
science from proprofs.com,
Go read your description.
you're a complete bougie. From water to clothing, you need everything to be branded. You love your luxurious life and want to have everything at its best, whether it's food, trend, wardrobe. You want all that to be perfect. I've never hated myself
so
more.
happy right now. Okay, I cannot wait for my
It's
ready?
because you made me choose iPhone.
Well, George, because that's the truth. I didn't make
whatever.
you choose. The truth will set you free. Okay, I'm a little bougie. So you are a bougie, but not for everything. Here are a few things I wish you are brand conscious. Other than that, anything nice will work for you. It does not mean you are okay with anything. Still, you have your preferences and choices. This is me. Literally me. Well done. Proprofs.com.
You'll never live this down. We all know you're bougier than me.
I think I would disagree. Okay, so tell me. I want to know for you though, for real, where are you bougie? Give me an example.
Because I am known for being very frugal in some areas.
I know
so we'll
you
start
are.
with bougie.
Yes, I know.
The things I'm willing to spend money on, I realize mostly involve manual labor. And so, first of all, a house cleaner. We just recently started getting someone, like once a month
Yeah.
to do like the deep cleaning of like the shower grout and stuff. And it's a game changer because it's something that's always on our to-do list and that we never feel like doing. And we just are like, all right, we're going to have someone come by. And it's not that much. I mean, it's not like $1,000. It's probably a little over $100 to get a nice deep clean. And it makes us feel great when we get home.
I love it. I'm not arguing that.
Okay, good. What's yours?
Okay, so something I did it probably for the first time. I'm going to say probably 6 years ago, and it kind of changed my life. And I did it. I'm telling you what it. I'm going to drop the bomb here in a second. But I'm giving you the lead in.
No, you're giving us a disclaimer. There's a difference.
I might be disclaiming my bouginess. And then I was like, I'm going to sporadically do it. And now I'm going to say confidently in my bouginess, it is consistent. I valley park at the airport.
Whoa.
I do. And it is more expensive than short-term, long-term parking. But for me, it is so worth it. Because when I travel, especially if it's like a 24-hour trip, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just can fly in and out. I'm right there. It's so much faster. It's efficient. And now when we have our kids with us, we definitely valley park because we have all of our bags, all the
junk.
kids, and you're just right there next to the door. So it's worth it.
All
It
right,
is. So
that's
we
fair.
valley park at the airport.
I feel like they wouldn't let me. I'd roll up and they'd just be like, no, sorry. And I'm like, okay, no, it's fine.
We had the minivan last
I'll go
time.
to parking lot
Odyssey.
C.
Well, then everyone pulls in with their Escalades, and I was like, there's my Odyssey over
Yeah.
there. I felt a little car shame,
I'll get
but it's
there.
fine.
Okay, I got another one for you. Lawn care and mowing. I am famously known for having never mowed a lawn in my life.
I know. I've learned that in
Partially-
a few podcasts ago.
Yeah, living in the Northeast. And so we pay a guy to mow the lawn.
So not
and
grass in the Northeast? Tell me about that.
We didn't
George.
have, it was like a rocky backyard. Like there wasn't much to mow. And so then living in apartments and having HOAs, like it just kind of was all covered. And now for the first time, it's on us. And we're like, nope. And watching them do it, I'm like, no, they got the 0-turn mower. They got the guy doing the edging, the blowing. And I was like, this took them 25 minutes with high-end equipment. It would take me 3 hours.
That's right. And it looks great.
It really does.
It does. They know what they're doing. Okay, so my bougie is grocery delivery. I started this during COVID, and I've never gone back, George. And I do Instacart. It's the app. So you pay for the dang app, the membership. You pay for the fee. Or no, actually, you get technically free service delivery if it's over $35, whatever. Sure. You tip on top of it. I mean, yes, so there are for sure extra costs in it. But it is, for me, it's worth it. And if I'm at work, if I'm working all day, I'm like, gosh, I just go through, hit what I need, and it's there. I don't have to stop at the store. So call me bougie, but I get my groceries delivered. That was like a free
ad for Instacart. Hashtag not sponsored.
No. Yes, and that's the other great thing. So it's not even the grocery store. The Costco delivery,
Costco is very stressful.
It does. It makes me sleepy. I walk in and I'm like, I just kind of get tired.
Yeah.
Home Depot does that to me too.
How often are you in a Home Depot? Winston dragging you over there for the weekend projects? You act like you're there all the time. All right, I got one more for you. Dog daycare. This is one, again, it's bougie because it's unnecessary, but it's so great to get the dog's energy out and know they're having a great time all day. They go to a friend's house in the neighborhood and they have a great time, and we get pictures of them.
That sounds a little bit, that's like a nanny share.
Yes.
It's not like,
it's cheaper than your traditional daycare.
I think of like an actual dog park.
Like 40 dogs in a backyard somewhere.
At a facility that's like for dog parking.
This is bougier because it's only it's like a private school. There's 7 kids to every teacher. They a lot of attention per dog. Yes.
Everything's good.
It's great.
Okay, so my other bougie one would be on the same lines.
Okay.
We got a new dog. We had a lab for 9 years, and she passed away in the fall. Terrible. Dogs are, man, they really do. They take a piece of your heart. They are part of your family. It was terrible. But anyways, we got a new dog, and we sent her, I say we, I'm going to say my husband definitely was the catalyst for this. We sent her off for 5 weeks.
Whoa. To a special dog training?
Yes. And
dog boot camp.
I know. And George, you still have to be consistent when they get home. They're not done for life. You have to, keep it consistent. But she's the best dog. June, little working
sweet
Cocker
June.
Spaniel and precious thing. And she's so good.
She's a working woman.
She's a working Cocker Spaniel.
But for what those trainings cost, it better come home and make me coffee. That thing better be opening doors.
So for some people, it may not be worth it. But for us to have a dog that actually listens and obeys, and it's everything. So
wow.
I'm getting a little insecure. Can we move on?
Yeah,
through the frugalness.
This is the other side of the coin.
Yeah,
you heard everything we're bougie on. There's things that we are unwilling to spend money on. And for me, when eating out, this is a big one. Generally speaking, I skip all apps and drinks.
No.
And I get water.
No.
And
George,
it gets worse.
George, I can't.
Sometimes I will split an entree with Whitney, my spouse.
I wanted to take a sip of my French 79, and I can't.
Sure. You can change the number. It's fine. It's just offensive to French people.
I said the wrong number.
Yes, the French 79. We've changed it. It's got 4 extra numbers now. Wow.
I'm sorry. It was delicious.
Okay. So, Rachel, on top of skipping apps, drinks, sticking to water, splitting an entree, we'll sometimes also do takeout.
Sure.
So, we could split one pad thai for takeout, and it's $12 or $13.
Okay, now I should get on board with that. Yeah. Hey, I saw a Instagram reel or something, and it was when you go home and your parents are those parents, and it says just gets water and skips appetizers, and it's the sad music, and she pans the table, and I've thought I feel terrible for her. So your future kids, George, I just am gonna feel bad for them.
It's fine.
Tell them to go out with Aunt Rachel, and I'm all about the drinks and apps. It's my favorite thing.
Get spoiled.
So
I just think a lot of times they're not worth it.
Really, for the experience though?
What experience? I feel like apps are where restaurants make all their money.
Though.
The margin on apps must be insane because it's $14 and you get 4 little things and you're like, that wasn't worth it.
I know. I hear you.
But if we're out with a group of friends,
hey, I'm going to applaud you for the frugalness. You know where I'm frugal?
Yeah.
And I am not bougie in here, is jewelry and clothing.
Oh.
I'm I can go Amazon all day. I don't need expensive stuff. I really don't. I don't have a brand that I'm ooh, I need that dress. I love the Real Housewives. So I watched it, and they, obviously they live in Beverly Hills, so they're in a little bit of a different situation than us. But I'm I just don't. I I'm like, they're all about the designer. I don't know. It's just not my thing. A purse, maybe I can get it. I have a nice purse or two.
You got like a Louis, and now
Yeah,
it's
I do.
very obvious that it's a luxury purse.
Yes, but the like jeans, tops, dresses, shoes, earrings, all that. I just don't need nice stuff. So I can go super cheap on that stuff.
I'm with you on that. Okay, here's one for you.
Mm-hmm.
I buy furniture used off Facebook Marketplace oftentimes.
Used furniture, eh?
Yeah.
Sitting on a couch that
Or, like,
old
nice
Billy sat
furniture.
on before.
It's not like a guy's dorm room couch. I'm talking like West Elm has an absurd price that I'm unwilling to pay, and I found the exact one that's in great condition that I'm saving hundreds of dollars on. So that we did that, and it was great. Now, not for everything. Sometimes it's hard to find it, used.
Are there certain, like a end table I could get on board with, but a couch?
I would not buy a used couch.
Okay, there we go. So now we're getting there.
I draw the line at couches.
You have a line drawn somewhere.
I have trust issues with used couches.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, old Billy was sitting on that couch.
No thanks.
Now, little Georgie.
But I have saved a lot of money by going to Facebook Marketplace for things
That is fair. I can get on board with that for sure. Even like kids, like when we have to, like we changed out of Caroline's crib to like a big girl bed, and I looked on Facebook Marketplace to be like, is there like is someone selling their toddler bed, like the headboard
frame
and the
itself.
yeah, that's great. Okay, for me, and I'll disclaim it a little bit because we do live in a great area of Nashville. But we are public school people. Our kids go to public school.
Whoa.
I won't pay for private school. And I grew up in the public school, so did Winston. And as of today, I will never say as a parent, I will never, because I was always that parent, I will never let my kids X, Y, and Z. And my kids have probably done all of the things that I said I never would do. But yeah, as of now, we don't do private. We don't pay for private school.
Wow.
So Cruze
Yeah,
kids.
that's a big values thing for people where they go, I'm going to send them to private school even if it tanks my retirement.
I know.
I
And
want
it's
them
not
to have
bad.
this.
It's not and if people want to do that, that's great. But that's where I'm frugal. I just can't spend, especially where we live. We just have great public
and I'm like,
schools.
we pay taxes so that
Yes,
school is
we
free.
do,
I want to
George.
enjoy
What
the
I
fruits
pay
of my
for.
labor.
That is right.
There we
So public school all the way.
So the keys to all of this is everyone's life is different. And it's fine that it differs person to person. We all have different values, things we're willing to spend money on, things we're not going to spend money on. And if you have a spouse, sometimes this can get a little contentious because I think some things my wife spends money on is insane, and she thinks the same about me.
Yes.
So this can be hard. How do you balance that, like when it comes to budgeting, and you've got kind of a nerd, you've got free spirits? How would you coach someone on that?
Yeah, for us, we always have like our big money goal. Like, what's the thing we're working towards? So we know all the money we spend is taking away to getting to that goal faster, right? So like whatever the thing is. So we always kind of gauge it in that way. So there's like, especially if something is a small dollar amount, that's where I'm like, oh yeah, that's an easy one to justify for me. And if it's in the budget, you have the money, and you pay for the lawn service or whatever the thing is, and you can outweigh what the time and effort would be to actually do the thing versus having someone else do it if it's a service, then I'm like, gosh, the time investment is a big thing too. So we always talk through that. So those are our big things. Is it taking away from our big financial goal and we're not getting there fast enough? And is our time, do we get our time back? Because for us, the commodity is just big.
Yeah. Our friend Dr. John Deloney's been talking about that, how like as you build wealth, you're trying to buy back your time because it's the most precious resource. You can always get more money. You can't get more time back. And so that's a big reason why I do these things.
The convenience thing is big. Yeah, totally.
And on top of that, what I've heard is have a shared goal, make sure you're on track for the shared goal. But also part of the budget is it gives you some freedom because Rachel has her blow money, Winston has his fun money, and there's no judgment. If Rachel wants to go get her nails done, it was in the budget. There's no fights.
It's permission to spend.
Helps.
Yes. And when you agree on that on the front end, it makes the month go so much smoother.
So
weirdly,
weirdly,
you're like, this is what we're doing.
I think budgeting helps you avoid a lot of fights.
Oh, I would say so for sure. Yes.
People think it's going to be restrictive.
And I would say avoid because I would say it sets up a lifestyle, a money habit where you have a plan. So there's nothing in question. Like you ride the plan out and it works.
Yes.
Right. So there's times to be bougie, times to be frugal. But there's other people out there that are making a little bit more money than us, George.
The big celebs out there.
The old celebs. So name off a couple of the bougie celebs purchases.
Okay, this is very interesting. Daniel Radcliffe, Mr. Harry Potter. Net worth of $110 million. That's a lot of money. Well, he spent $17,000 on a custom-made mattress. And I got to say,
$17,000.
that's a lot of money, but a luxury mattress for a normal person is like $3,000.
Yeah.
So like, okay, that's,
Daniel,
five
justified.
times. And he has, who knows, probably 1,000 times the net worth of most people.
That's right.
So
All right. The other bougie one, I'm going to call out Celine Dion. Love her. I love Celine. I mean, the music, that was my first concert I ever went to.
wow.
Celine Dion. So her net worth, get this, is $800 million.
That's a lot of money.
$800 million. And she bought a $2 million humidifier.
Wow.
But for an $800 million net worth, and if your career, how you make your money is singing, right? The throat, all
I
of
didn't think
it.
about that.
Oh, yeah, George. So I'm all about it, Celine. You
I was
go,
like,
girl.
why does she want her house to feel like a jungle? Like, but it makes sense. It's all about the voice.
I know.
And what this all comes down to is ratios. So 2 million seems absurd, but to me, that's like buying a biscuit. It's like, okay, whatever.
For $800 million, yeah, for sure.
So it's frustrating as a normal person because it's not relatable. But really, all this comes down to is living within your means. And as long as you're not going into debt for it, you're doing it for the right reasons. You're not trying to impress. She's not trying to impress us with her $2 million humidifier.
No, she
She's doing it to
probably
protect
don't care.
her greatest asset, her voice.
Absolutely. But I also love there's some frugal celebs out there. LeBron James is worth over $1 billion.
With a B.
Yep, take that in. So he spends $1 million on his body every year. So personal trainers, personal chef, I would say. Yeah, all the things. But he still will bring his own snacks from home to the games, which I love. He hates paying for cell phone data, so he will get Wi-Fi wherever he can. And he still has Pandora with ads.
With the ads?
He still doesn't pay for Pandora.
If I was Pandora, I would just give him the premium come on, LeBron.
That is so funny to me.
Wow.
I love it.
And Warren Buffett, who, he's worth over $100 billion, one of the wealthiest people alive, he still lives in Nebraska in a 5-bed, 2.5-bath house he bought in 1958 for $32,000.
That's pretty impressive.
The man could have upgraded by now, but he's content.
Yeah. $100 billion.
That hurts my brain.
Isn't that funny? And it's the stuff that you just assume people upgrade in life. Like if you were given $100 billion, you'd be like car, house, like the big stuff, right? Might as well.
Yeah.
And I just love that he didn't. So again, being bougie, it's not right or wrong. Being frugal, not being right or wrong, but it's all about balance. And you can have both in your life. You can. But we just want to make sure that you have the money, right, to do the bougie stuff. You want to pay cash for it, like you were saying earlier. Let it be in the budget. Have control over that stuff. But then also being frugal, you can do too. Because I think people also think, well, if I do well with money, I'm not going to be frugal anymore. I don't need to be.
I'm never using a coupon again.
Yeah. I'm like, no, you still tap into that part of life because it's still like, why would you not, right?
Absolutely.
We're not head and shoulders over that stuff.
No, and there's a lot of wealthy people who keep their wealth by being super intentional and by using coupons and promo codes and researching before they make a purchase. And they're unwilling to buy things to impress people a lot of the times, and that can help you keep that wealth.
Yes.
And so frugal doesn't mean never spending money. It just means there's a level of intentionality that goes beyond just impulsively paying retail price for everything.
Yeah. Okay. So George, my thing in life is I'm like, I just want to enjoy my life, right? So in order to enjoy my life, for me, that means, right, sometimes spending on a great dinner out with a drink and a nap. Sorry. No, you disagree. But
It's fine.
It's part of it.
I'll partake in the app if you
And so
buy.
that's part of like creating a life that I love and that I'm enjoying. But also if I'm spending stuff, right? If I'm going, for me personally, going out and getting the Gucci stuff and I go spend all the bouginess on all the sparkling water, all the things that I feel like I need, quote unquote, to live this certain lifestyle, to me, that like takes away from the joy of my life. Either because I'm stretching my budget too far and I'm spending money I shouldn't. And so it's going to stress me out. I don't want that stress. And I wonder too how much of it is for other people, right? So much of our purchases is the affirmation that we get from other people. The, whether it's the, oh, I love that. It's the affirmations. It's the inclusion in a certain group, all the things.
We all want to look like we're successful and winning in life.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, I want to enjoy my life. So that means I'm going to have both. I'm going to spend money where I want to and enjoy. But also if I spend too much and I'm, for me, bougie and spending money all the time, it's going to add more stress to my life. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So that's how I feel too. So there's that balance. That's key.
And once you get on a money plan and you're doing a budget and you're following what we call, the 7 Ramsey baby steps, which you and I have both followed, it really does free you up. I don't feel bad about spending money anymore. and I'm doing it for the right reasons. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm living below my means. I'm doing it all with cash. I'm not going into debt. And so those are some great parameters to help you not only do it for the right reasons, but also to have the margin to maybe upgrade and stuff and enjoy your life and not have to be so penny pinching.
Yes, the margin, that's what gives you sleep at night. Oh, and so that peace is what we want for everyone, right? Again, enjoying your life. At the end of the day, having peace and sleeping well and not having stress and anxiety, that's worth so much more. So how do we get there? So we talked about the Ramsey baby steps. Those of you that are not familiar with that, it's 7 steps to help you really gain this peace, have financial freedom, actually have control over your money. So quickly, baby step 1 is to get a starter emergency fund, okay? So the very first thing you want to do is get $1,000 in the bank. For some of you, you're like, oh, no big deal. Others of you are like, oh my gosh, $1,000. Regardless of where you're at, that needs to be your number one goal, $1,000.
Yes. Baby step 2, you're paying off all your consumer debt from smallest to largest balance, ignoring the interest rate with what we call the debt snowball, meaning we're attacking the smallest balance with a vengeance, then attacking the next biggest, and that creates some amazing momentum.
And while you're getting out of debt, you're not being bougie, people.
Nope.
This is sacrifice. So you're cutting the lawn service, cutting the house service, cutting the valet parking at the airport.
No apps,
you ain't going on vacation.
no drinks, you're not eating out.
Nope,
for a
nothing.
short period of time.
You're cutting all the bouginess, and you're paying off debt. And then you're going to move on to baby step 3. So you're going to bump up that starter emergency fund of $1,000 to 3 to 6 months of expenses. And you do baby steps 1, 2, and 3 separately, and then you do 4, 5, and 6 together.
Yes. So now you have no payments and a pile of money in the bank for emergencies. Now you can move on to investing 15% of your income into retirement. Then baby step 5, saving for your kids' college. And then baby step 6, paying off your house early. And me and my wife did that last December, Rachel, and it was an amazing feeling.
Incredible. And then once your house is paid off, you're funding retirement, you're giving generously, and then you're on to baby step 7, George. Cheers me. Baby step 7, build wealth and become extremely generous. So it's a great plan. Again, it gives you margin, peace. You get to be bougie where you want, frugal at other times, and it's awesome.
That's what it's all about.
It's great, George. So good.
All right, you know what time it is, Rachel.
Guilty as charged.
This is where our producer gives us a new guilty as charged question every single week. And if we've done it, we've got to take a drink and tell the story. Okay, Lindsay, what do we got for this episode?
All right. Allison from Twitter asked, have you ever purchased 2 identical items because you completely forgot that you had purchased the first one and then you later on found it?
Shoot.
If so, what was it?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I've probably done this. You know where I do this, George?
Where? Clothing?
My kitchen utensils, I misplace all the time. So, like, we have a meat, like to do ground beef. It's like it
grinds it up?
Yep.
Okay.
I have 2 of those because I forgot I had one.
Classic.
Lots of wooden spoons. Like, I look in my utensil drawer and I'm like, oh, jeez, I already had that. Or spices. Like, I do that a lot in the kitchen for me.
Yeah. That
That's my
happens.
thing.
Forgetful.
How about
I've
you?
done it with books. I have I need to get this
really?
book. And then I'm like, I have this book. I've been here before. And then my wife is like, you're never going to read that book. And I'm like, oh, I will read that book. And then a year later, the book's on the
I
shelf.
need that book. And then you get it, and then you
I
get 3.
purchased the book again, and I still haven't read the book, and she was right.
Man.
So, Whitney, if you're
Yeah,
listening,
we're guilty.
I'm sorry.
We are guilty.
All right. I guess I need to drink to that.
I know. Cheers.
It is good, which it's time to talk about the drink. What would you rate this French 75?
Oh, man. I'm going 10 out of 10. I loved it.
It's very zippy and zangy. Here's what is in it if you're curious. It's got gin. It's got lemon juice. It's got simple syrup and champagne. Very simple, but very tasteful. $2.40 per glass, depending on the type of gin you use and if you make your own simple syrup, which I'd recommend because it's super easy and saves you money if you're being frugal.
That's right. So make sure to check out the recipe in the show notes and let us know on social if you have tried it. And we would know all of your thoughts on maybe a future drink we should have in an episode. Or
Mocktails,
a future,
cocktails.
Yeah, or a future guilty as charged question. We'd love to hear from you guys. We really have. We've gotten some great messages on Twitter and Instagram and
Thank you for
Facebook.
those.
And people love it. So
if you want to follow us on social, you can do that at Rachel Cruze, at George Kamel. Make sure to click the subscribe and follow button so you don't miss another episode. And if the spirit leads, leave a review.
And if you have a friend who needs to hear this, make sure to send the episode. Share the love. The more downloads, the more people can understand bouginess
Absolutely.
and frugalness.
I love it.
It's both great. George, it's been fun.
That does it on this episode of
Smart Money Happy Hour.